Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this. The podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom, bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody, power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need, and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
Hey, this is Baby Doll, your perfect tan. And if you wanted to listen to some wrestling talk, listen to the Can Crushers.
I'm lucky I got my cockles like that.
I'm surprised you did. That's a surprise. The maker's mark is lubricating those cockles to get the side-pitched noises coming out.
Welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. It's Mark the Mark. It's Sir Michael Jenks. I'm refreshed, but I'm dog dick in the dirt. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like crap.
Well,
Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense going from that picture perfect weather to coming back to the shitstorm that is Pennsylvania. I mean,
Dude. Again, let me get off of my high horse. Do my whole to-dos about this, and then we'll get into wrestling. If you've never been to WrestleCade, it is a destination spot. It is. There was over 150 wrestlers there signing autographs. There was 4 shows. The one show, if you guys watch Impact, aired last night. It's like the mock wrestling, the retro wrestling. That was really cool. I wasn't sure if I was going to get into that. You have Mickey James and ODB come out as mechanics, and they're supposed to be the bad people. Yeah, that's cool. That, by the way, that felt really good. Maybe my nozzles are already coming out. I should have drank earlier today. You have Speedball Mikey coming out as a, French baguette salesman. It's just fun. It was so much fun. So enjoyed that. The autograph signing within itself. There'll be more to come. Make sure you continue to follow Thunder Rosa's vlogs because I don't even want to ruin that. That was a special moment. She damn near ripped my shirt off, by the way, which is cool. Hanging with Tony Schiavone, the rest of the autograph signings, the Super Show. If you got on and you saw where I was sitting, priceless. The women's show, followed by AML show, followed by just hanging out with some more wrestlers at a pizza place. These stories will all trickle out as we go. Trust us, we have nothing to cover in December.
Yeah.
We have let's make this announcement right now. Ask Can Crushers, December 17th. So That's 2 weeks, okay? You're going to just get filled with stuff from us until the end of the year. Next week, we announce the year-end awards, the categories, so you guys can think about them and get your thoughts and call in or write in so we can make fun of you or agree with you. The following week is the last Ask Can Crushers of the year. Then it's Christmas Eve. Goodbye. We're taking the week off.
Join family on that one.
And then on the 31st, yes, it is New Year's Eve, but it's in the morning. We will have our year-end, the annual Crushies. So there's your year.
What a great way to pop a bottle and walk off into the sunset. Maybe we need to pop a champagne for the winners at the end of the Crushies. I'm just saying.
We both buy a bottle and we have to hammer the bottle by the end of the show.
I'm saying that might not be a bad idea.
It's a great idea. You knew I brought you on for something 2 years ago.
Only to be a bad influence.
That's amazing. Sorry, Cal. That's what we're doing.
Sorry.
So
not sorry.
Get the WrestleCade next year. Stay tuned. And I'll leave it at that. Are you coming with me next year? Hint, hint.
Is that a hint? I couldn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
That flew right over my head. I'm not saying no right now.
You better not, because by the way, guys, more to come in 2024 or 2023. You may see us slide over to YouTube as well. Maybe not. Maybe you get the audio released earlier. Video takes longer to edit, Jenks.
I know. Let's be honest.
Around.
We gotta put filters on these mugs and hope for the best. And
yeah. But maybe every Monday, if you want to watch the video part of this, oh God, that will happen. You know, we'll still stay on Saturdays for the audio. That's where our bread and butter is from. So that was the whole weekend. 80 degrees, rolling back to 20 degrees on Wednesday because, yes, I took Tuesday off. My body went through a shock. I didn't think that was going to happen. Yeah. Left work early Wednesday. Called off Thursday. Felt like shit yesterday, which you guys know is today in real time. So I'm drinking. Why not? That's the best way to get it out of your system, right?
Yeah, just drink it, down it, and hope for the best. It might clear you up. I mean, they say Jack Daniels helps with that, but you're going Maker's Mark, so you're going off the deep end on this one.
Is it better?
I don't know. I haven't tried it when I'm sick, to be honest, so I don't know. Well, it'll probably make you go to sleep faster.
Well, just breathe out of my nose instead of my mouth. I was thinking after this Maker's Mark one, I have that Di-Serona in there too. I just throw that in some Coke and
yeah, you should be fine on that one.
Essentially makes a cherry Coke, right?
Yeah. Look at you.
And everybody, when they come home late at night, will find me passed out in the studio.
Well,
win-win for everybody.
At least they can get you back home or back up to bed. Not home, but bed. You are home.
Can they?
We'll see.
So that was my week. How was yours?
Let's see. Not as eventful, I don't think. It's been a long week. I'm just kind of done with it. Played emotional support for a lot of things going on in the family and that right now, and with a girlfriend and that. But it's a good thing. Best wishes to her mom. She's recovering from surgery, so it's one of those things. And I'm hearing things that remind me of my mom's surgery and how she wasn't the best patient afterwards. So I'm just right in the foxhole with her right now. So, but best wishes to her. I hope she gets a speedy recovery. Everything went well this time, which was a plus because there's been issues in the past, but we're thankful for that and glad she's pulling out of it and on the fast road to recovery now. So we're dealing with that. Long week at work. My house looks like Christmas threw up everywhere because I haven't been able to get these decorations up as fast as I wanted to. My office is a shambles. I got chairs broken down, trying to get flipped out.
You have a TLC match or something in there?
I wish, but my fat ass broke one of the chairs. So I was trying to fix that one because it's the comfiest chair in this office. But I need to get a whole new undercarriage for it, basically. So I don't know if I'm going to deconstruct one of these other chairs and put it on there and just go that way out, or if I'm just going to buy a whole new assembly for it. But I don't want to get rid of the chair.
Anything with those until you get the Christmas shit up.
I know, and I got most of the Christmas shit up inside, which is good for me. I didn't decorate the office yet because obviously there's crap everywhere. But the outside I just haven't done yet. I would have had time on Saturday morning when you guys are listening to this, but it's supposed to rain up here. So there's going to be no chance of that happening this weekend probably. So plus I got the girlfriend coming up. We're going to look at Christmas lights. We're getting really decked out for the Christmas spirit this week. So I'll have an ugly Christmas shirt on this week. So fun times with that. I don't know
why we're not starting YouTube yet, because I could not start with this Christmas crap. Listen, they know.
I know.
Everybody knows I fucking hate this time. I really, I love Ethan. Again, he's not listening, but everything in this house was done last weekend. Yeah. Essentially, Cal probably helped too, but Like, that's his thing. This is his time. He's like, look what I did. It looks nice. He's like, that's all I'm getting. I'm like, I could have just said, yeah, I hate you. All right. So
I was aiming for last Friday to get it done. I took off work for it, but there's just too much other stuff going on. But I get it. It's not for everybody, but I embrace this time. She embraces this time. So it's like, all right, let's go for it. Let's take it down the road. Yeah. So I'm just in the middle of Christmas fun and crap over here. So just trying to get everything done and over with, and
fun and crap.
All pretty up outside and that. Get my candy canes and all my inflatables up and that. So I'm going big. I always go big.
Or
go
home.
I should say not big, because it's just one little section that gets decorated, but slowly building up to the bigness. We'll see what happens, but yeah.
So, no hot topics yet. Listen, we really haven't talked since fucking the day before Thanksgiving. Let's not lie to anybody. So we're catching up. Kelly is in Lancaster right now.
Yeah, what's going on there?
And stuff.
Is that? Are you getting a plethora of butter to come back?
I hope not. I don't know. No, we still have dilly bars that we haven't gone through yet.
Whoa. Back up. You still have dilly bars?
I think that's been really good this year. We have not just, oh my God, dilly bars.
I was going to say last year, wasn't it, they were gone by the end of October, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's slim pickings for the dilly bars.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. The dogs only get the cherry. We share the butterscotch and chocolate ones. Gotcha. So the dogs are winning because they're only getting one a week.
Okay.
A shit ton of cherry. Because we figure if we plow through those, trickle, we only have to go to March.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Where was it? Oh, yeah.
Lancaster.
Do you freeze butter, by the way? You can't freeze butter, can you?
I don't see why you couldn't. Do you want me to look that up?
No, I do not. I'm just telling you that Kelly's already planning for us to go back to Lancaster. She's down there. Now, mind you, earlier this week, my wife turned 39, but she's on her 40th year of living in the world. She hates that, by the way. Her and this gaggle of old women went to Lancaster on a bus to see two plays and do some shopping. Their hotel, well, first of all, do you know that there's a hotel in Lancaster? But you can't say Lancaster. They get mad at you, right?
Yeah.
I'm just being a dick. Do you know there's a hotel in Lancaster that is the Cartoon Network Hotel? Yeah.
No.
Did you see that? No, because we're not on YouTube yet. But what you just did, I did via text. I'm like, what?
No way.
There's a Cartoon Network hotel in Lancaster, and we're going. She's already booking something when the early season Barnstormers are in town, so on and so forth. Ethan's already ready to go because he wants to go to the outlets. I said, you have to go to a Barnstormer game to go to the outlets. He's like, I don't fucking care. I think going to the Cartoon Network hotel is going to be cool too. So you are looking that up right now.
I don't believe this.
Yeah. Why in Lancaster is there a Cartoon Network hotel?
That was my first question. Why there? Second, why have I never heard of this before?
Right?
Oh my God. It's legit, guys.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You just blew my mind. Now I'm not. I had no idea.
Wrestling? What?
Yeah, what's that? Yeah. Damn. Okay, so wait, she's down there for plays and that. Are they staying at the Cartoon Network hotel, or
no.
They just passed
You
it?
think I'm telling you, I'm not saying this mean. At the age of 39, she's the youngest person on this bus.
Fair enough. Fair.
So, do you think that they wanted to stay at the Cartoon Network? It was probably someplace that gives you, supper at 3:00 in the afternoon.
that's in context. You're correct. They're not staying at the Cartoon Network Hotel.
Right.
Oh my God. So has she been down there the entire week, or has it just been like 2 days or something?
2 days.
Just 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
As recording, she's home. She slept with me last night at some point in the night, but she's only getting home like on Friday, which is today, which is tomorrow or yesterday for you guys, whatever. For me and you, Jenks, she's getting home at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, hopefully I won't see her. So.
Well, hopefully she's had a great time and enjoying her birthday festivities down there.
She really is.
That's good.
She's happy about doing what she did. You know, we kind of did this split for, the whole week, and we all had fun. But yeah, but apparently we're going to Lancaster, the Cartoon Network.
Jealous.
And the Barnstormers. The Barnstormers are, independent baseball.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Very nice. By the way, you can freeze butter. I did look it up. I just wanted, in case our listeners were wondering about that, you can freeze butter.
Can you really?
Yeah. Both salted and unsalted butter freeze well. Oh. Keep it in the original carton and put in a resealable freezer bag.
There you go.
So put in Ziploc. There you go.
Awesome.
This your fun fact of the day from the Can Crushers.
So I stumbled upon a couple other things, and then we really will get into hot topics. Not that there's a lot this week, guys. There was nothing besides the shows. Watched a couple movies and stuff on TV this week, Jenks, and I'll tell you, Peacock actually hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, now. Let's start here because I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's out there. The Teddy Hart documentary that they had going on out there. Did you? I'm assuming that was one you watched. I'm not all the way through
that one.
Okay, I haven't watched it yet.
Order that you're going to ask me, but
okay,
yeah, this one 2/3 of the way.
Okay.
I can pretty much say this because I'd never want him on the show. I don't know if I'd piss on this guy if he was on fire.
Well, he does seem like kind of a
dirtball.
Yeah.
With all that. Yeah, man, just shady AF, as the kids would say. Yeah, I will finish that one probably. Oh, there's other news too before we get to actually hot topics that you guys might want to know about. Fuck. Yeah, I'll finish this one at some point tomorrow and watch it, but yeah, make sure you give it a watch. It's crazy. From what I've knew about Teddy till this confirming it, I never thought he was Owen or Brett or Davey or Pillman, even as like the Hart Foundation. Never thought of him that way. Man, I wouldn't even think of this guy. He's a horrible human being.
Wow.
Absolutely horrible. So, give it a watch.
What an advertisement. Oh. All right, so what's the other one?
I'm going to stir the pot.
Yeah, let's do it. Might as well.
The Casey Anthony thing. Ethan was 2 when all this went about, 2006.
Oh my God, it was that long ago?
Yeah, right?
Holy shit. I thought it was in the teens or something, like 2010s. Yeah. Holy crap. All right.
Well, by the time it ended up.
Well, right. Yeah, okay, fair point. But go ahead.
But I don't know. If you're young, look it up. The Casey Anthony stuff in the child that disappeared, then was dead and was found and da-da-da-da. I don't know. This may get me hate. Don't cancel the show because Jenks might have other thoughts. I never thought she was fully invested into it. I don't know. There was just something about this that I'm like, I don't know if she did it. I don't know. So I can't completely say I hate her. She should die. I should bandwagon her or anything. And this tell-all on Peacock, woo! I think I made the right decision, the right call on my side.
That's interesting.
A lot of stuff. I mean, she paid the piper.
Yeah.
She's never found guilty of murder or anything. So she still had to pay the piper for what she did. And she takes onus of that. There's one segment on there that somebody takes onus, but it is not caught until years later. So,
See, when I was following it, and this was me, naive, late teens, early 20s, because that's where it was about that time. Like, when it came to trial, it was way after that. But I always put guilt. It's public opinion, right? And what you see is what you hear. And obviously, I was on the side of guilty, guilty, guilty. But I will say it was never the most confident I've ever felt in somebody being guilty. Because you have seen cases left and right where it's like, oh, this motherfucker is guilty and he's just dragging it out like no fucking shit. But I'd be interested to see what you're talking about and what segment comes up. I'd be interested to watch this because I haven't watched this documentary yet. So I have to see and watch it and see where it comes from. Where are you tripping up and where you also said nobody caught it before? And I'm wondering if I'll catch it when I'm watching it. If it's as blatant as possible, I don't know. But I just feel like, is this going to be a revelation thing when I watch it? Is kind of where my head's going through. What questions are coming up in my mind?
I think when it was aired, I mean, I don't know if I watched it when it was aired live, or I mean, I wasn't as deep into some people that I know, like the OJ trial, that, you know, holy shit, the trial. Oh, wow. Kelly and Johnny Depp recently. There you go.
Kelly,
my wife.
Oh, Kelly with Johnny. I thought you were saying Kelly instead of Amber Heard. That's where I was like, what?
Kelly and the whole Johnny Depp thing. Like, Kelly would arrange her work schedule so she could be home the days that they were on TV to watch the trial. Come on. That was, I didn't do that with this Casey Anthony thing.
Right.
But there's one thing where a parent is on a TV show that says something, and Casey had never seen it either. And whoa, watch this. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's just effed up in the whole thing. So, yep. Have your own opinions. Don't send hate. Have your own opinions. Watch those two things on Peacock. Craziness.
You may have given me something to watch in between Christmas lighting viewings this weekend, because Kimberly, big into crime stuff, notorious for watching 2020s on Hulu, when she will just burn through them. She loves crime docs and all that stuff. So I think we're gonna go check those out this weekend now. Cause
yeah, the Casey Anthony one, I think there's 3 episodes. All of them are like hour and a half.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's raining all day and you're not looking at lights until late, it's a 5-hour watch essentially.
That's not bad.
6 if you're, making popcorn and mingling or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. We could definitely burn that. We burn through that with 2020s all the time, and honestly, we need a break from Hallmark Christmas movies, so maybe we'll jump into this. There were some rough ones last weekend, I'll tell you that much. There was one about a mistletoe farm. It was the most, and I don't mean this, I grew up watching British television, TVs. My favorite movie is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, people. So I love British comedies, love those things. This one was a British comedy. I don't know if it was because it was 9 o'clock in the morning and I was barely paying attention, but it was annoying the shit out of me. I could not get into it whatsoever. But my life has been all about Christmas, all my Christmas movies the past couple weekends, which not a bad thing, especially when we play bingo around them. Those seem to be fun.
I'll give you that.
We have fun with that, but
I will ask you this, and then we'll really move on to wrestling. At least Hot Topics.
If you say that, so.
Yeah. Well, no, because there's actually one more thing. Fuck yourself.
Wait, there might be 2 more things, but I want to hear what the other thing is, but we'll get there. Go ahead.
Oh, we'll get there? Hold on.
We'll get there. Take a shot.
Christmas-wise.
Yeah.
So, what are your two favorite Christmas movies? I'll tell you mine then, and you're gonna hate probably both of them.
I don't know. Number 2, Year Without Santa Claus. I consider the TV Rankin and Bass claymation stuff movies, so I'd take that one. Number 1, I don't know if people are going to hate this or not. I think it's fantastic. Muppets Christmas Carol is by far the funnest Christmas movie, and I enjoy it every year. Laugh every year. Those are my top 2. Very childlike, very children-esque, but that's what I love. It's the lighthearted nature of the season for me. So what are your 2?
My 2, and then I'll tell you 2 that I have to watch every year.
I can do that too, but go ahead.
Are completely on your spectrum. The Muppet one is number 2 for me.
Nice.
And it's hard to find it every year. But if I don't watch Emmett Otter's Christmas...
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
I get sad. Those are my 2.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, that's Emmett's a good one.
Yeah. I also like the claymation ones or whatever, like Rudolph and Frosty. I am not big into the Hallmark. Kelly tries year after year.
Yeah.
Watch! Grandma got run over by a train Christmas, but she comes back alive. No. No, I don't want that. Murder and mystery Christmas town. No, I don't know.
Are you gonna watch? I think it's called Violent Night, the Santa Claus one, where he comes and extracts revenge on people.
No. We do get ready. Here's the 2 that we have to watch every year.
Okay.
After we do Christmas with everybody, so it's Christmas night. Ethan wanted to start this. We watch Krampus. Every Christmas.
Which one? The Adam Scott one? Or is there a different one?
Sure. I only know of one.
I think there might have been an older one, but the Krampus that I know and I actually liked was a more recent one with Adam Scott. And that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Krampus is fucking gigantic.
And just a demon monster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We watch that every Christmas.
That's a great...
It is a great Christmas one. In my other Christmas movie, as Christmas is Die Hard, as Christmas is anything else, because there's a Christmas tree in it, so it's a Christmas movie, I have to watch Fever Pitch.
Okay.
You're not fighting with me, so you're understanding.
I get it. I am in the camp that Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it takes place at Christmas time. So why
Christmas tree in Fever Pitch?
I'm not going to argue it.
We talk about Christmas at least one point in the movie.
It's related. You can tie it back. It's Christmas. So I don't hate it.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Mine. What are my 2? Must watch. It's become recent. Was Die Hard. I watched that. I work this upcoming Sunday, so tomorrow we have an upgrade. It's not taken away, obviously, because we record Friday nights, but I'll put that on while we.
AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah, right. There's nothing going on, so I put that on while I'm testing and doing all my stuff for work, just having in the background. That's kind of been my thing. But I'm not going to count that as my 2 that I actually sit down and watch. One of them, Christmas Story. That usually plays.
Well, that just is on.
That's just on, but I make sure to sit down at least for a 2-hour block and actually watch it. So the other one.
Can I tell you, I saw that the week it came out in a theater.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's if
fantastic.
Anybody ever wanted to know how old I am. I mean, we say it all the time, but yeah, I saw it when it first came out. Me and my brother, young Mark. So in St. Mary's, Pennsylvania.
Did you enjoy it?
Out. I fucking my favorite part was Ralphie getting kicked in the face by Santa Claus. As I grown up, there's other parts that I like more, but yeah, right. You laugh, ha ha ha! Santa Claus kicked him in the face, ha ha ha! But yeah, that movie's been a staple in my life.
That's fair. That's awesome.
By the way, that house is for sale in Cleveland. By the way,
I did see that. Are you gonna buy it?
See, this is where Mark is. Yeah, I would. I would buy that for my wife and my son.
Yeah.
If it was plausible because they love it so much. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
But no, we're not buying it.
Breaking news. Anyways, my second one, I got to watch Rudolph. That was always my mom's favorite Christmas movie of all time. Always loved Rudolph. She was obsessed with it. We've gotten her figurines for our lives, same the snowman. So I always have to watch Rudolph, find a way to watch Rudolph during the holiday season. So mine are pretty mundane, basic ones. Yours, man, Krampus and fucking Fever Pitch. I love it. I love it. I gotta find Krampus streaming. I know I watched it last year, but I can't remember where it was. I'm thinking Hulu, but
I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah, we watch it once a year, so it's a struggle. It's a planned, like, now me bringing it up now. I should probably search for it so I know where the hell it's at Christmas Day, because I'll be like, God damn it, I got it, because I have to go to bed early Christmas Day because we work Monday. So
so you have to get it done and watched by probably
8 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah. All right. My other thing I wanted to bring up.
By the way, Peacock.
Oh. Peacock's now a sponsor, by the way. Us in the WWE Network and FIFA. I told you this is all going to start. I sneezed, so my nose is going to start going nuts now.
Here we go.
Update on my car, guys. Just to let you know. They totaled it, but that's all we know. So I don't know when I'm getting anything, if I'm getting anything, or if I'm just broke.
Well,
2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks legit, they finally totaled it.
Jesus Christ.
And now I only have 2 days to go get everything out of it.
What?
And they're closed Saturday and Sunday.
So
I work Monday. It's getting towed to the rec house Tuesday.
So you literally have maybe 2 hours to try to get this thing out. Get what you need out of there.
Yeah, the cool thing is there's a semi-brand new set of 17-inch winter tires in the back of it with studs that we're going to go on it. Those are in the back. My catcher gear is in the back. I have ties and shit and stuff in the glove compartment. Probably some stuff from my mom in there too as well. Just shit. I live in a car, but I was really pumped to put these free tires that my dad got me on for winter.
God damn it! Now
I have winter tires with no car.
Now, maybe you can build a contraption to roll yourself to work every day.
And they don't fit the wives, because that's actually what we were getting them for her.
That's what I was going to ask, is can you use them on another vehicle? But if they don't fit the wives, then it's, oh my God.
Bring these tires back to him today at some point.
Yeah.
He'd be like, well, what do you want me to do with these? You have a 2-stall garage. I have to park on the side of the road in a shit driveway.
Mm-hmm.
You can hold these for me.
Yeah.
Or we can catch them on fire and yes.
Roll them down a hill. Oh, man.
What was the other thing you wanted to know?
Well, I don't think we released it on here. It's probably going to make you sad again, because I'm going to remind you of it again. NCAA got pushed out a year. Did we talk about that last week? I can't remember.
We did, you asshole.
I had to bring it back up. I couldn't remember if we found out in time for the show or not. So you're welcome.
We did. We did. We talked about me. I pulled the back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
News though.
Yeah.
CM Punk is staying in. Fight forever.
Yeah, I saw that, which was surprising, but I'm guessing that there's some sort of deal worked out here, or there's going to be a deal so that he can get royalties off of that.
Yeah. Or, listen, man, I'm going to talk about this probably for the next 6 months, and it's cool. And I have a game, but maybe we'll play next week as well.
Okay.
That I learned at WrestleCade. Some people think this whole Punk AEW thing is a giant work because he's still not healthy, that he came back too soon. They were giving me legit facts, dude. I talked to, if somebody said hi, I'm like, hey, I'm Mark. Just like that, like a stoner from like San Diego. I'm Mark. We talked. You just meander on people and talk.
Yeah.
A group of youngsters, 30 maybe, but they're younger than me, came up and said, this is a work. Punk was not healthy. Go back and watch that match. Da-da-da-da-da. This whole buyout thing. Look at what Tony Khan's doing with Regal. Look at this. Look at this. And I'm like, that's why I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Because you could spin it. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I said this was real life stuff. Why didn't Khan stop him during the scrum? Why didn't Khan fire him then if this was all not? Oh, shit.
I mean, good point, but at the same time, I could rebut it with he didn't know till Jericho told him.
Right.
And this is the first time this is probably the wildest thing he ever thought he'd have to deal with.
Right.
Which, if you're involved with wrestling, you know this shit's going to come up time to time and things like that. But I don't think he ever imagined that his EVPs and the biggest talent he's ever signed is going to fight back.
He's scared of his own shadow. I love you, Tony Khan. You steal all our ideas, but there's times like he looks like he's scared of his shadow sometimes. He never wants to interject himself into anything. I'm telling you, they made some great points. I'm just gonna say that. They made some great points, and I'm like, I could see what you guys are thinking. I don't know yet, though.
I'm not discrediting what they said at all because I haven't heard it, but at the same time, I guess I'm on the fence with it. If it's like, is it a work? Is it not? It's a hell of a story and a hell of a way to get Punk out for 6 to 12 months or 12, at least 6 more months. Let's say that.
Where this is the one that you got pissed at me when I said Regal and the Nux. They told me Regal is not going to be with MJF too long.
Yeah.
And he's going to link back around to Punk. And we're not going to talk about it yet, but hello?
That's interesting. I mean, we're not going to talk about that yet, but...
No, because we have to talk about Survivor Series.
We have to talk about Survivor Series first. True. We'll circle back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I got something to think about for the rest of the...
For about half an hour.
About a half hour or so. But...
Do you have any hot topics? Then we'll really...
Well, that was so funny thing.
Okay.
My biggest hot topic was the rumor with Regal, but he's getting out of his contract that's been going around. But now with your info, I kind of want to put this on the back burner till we get to it in AEW segment because I feel like it's way too much time together there. So I'm not even going to bring that up with that. I'm trying to think of, I mean, the other hot topic I could think of right now ties to WWE. I don't know if you want to save it till Survivor Series when we cover it, but KO, the unplanned spot in the cage between KO and Roman, that was the biggest thing going until this whole Regal thing shook down late this week. It has to be, I wasn't sure. I thought that slap was pretty heinous when I first saw it. It's looking, all evidence is pointing to that's the spot that ruptured Roman's eardrum, and that was the unplanned spot that kind of got everybody heated backstage.
Crazy. I clearly I don't think he meant to rupture his eardrum.
Right.
But it sells the story. And yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just oh shit. Like, you don't do anything to him. It was to add to the heat,
Yeah.
But yeah. It wasn't out of malice.
No, it wasn't. I think it adds to the story. It adds heat to it. But I think if they're going to fight at the Rumble, which I think all signs point to this being a match at the Rumble for the title.
Now.
Now it has to be
put on the back burner.
Yeah, Sheamus is on the back burner, so it has to be this match. I'm starting to think that A, Kevin's going to get a receipt probably in the Rumble match and during that encounter, but B, this whole thing kind of helps out the whole storyline that they got trying to build out really well.
Really does.
So
we'll add more to it.
We'll add more to it, but yeah, the way things are shaking down, looking pretty good.
Shit, there was another one. Oh, speaking about unplanned spots, I saw this when I was taking a nap at work today. Meaning resting, not really napping and reading the phone because you can't. There was a WWE did a show in Mexico, and I'm not sure who it was, but because WWE is also looking at buying more organizations all over, Japan, England again, and everything. But one of the Mexico WWE workers had a friend jump in the ring and do like a paparazzi thing without telling WWE or anything like that. Jenks won. That's just piss poor security overall. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it, but to be able to get in the ring and not be physical or anything, the announcer said that he was kind of shaken as well, so he stepped back. This talent is possibly getting released now. Maybe it was to get a release. I don't know. If it was planned between the talent and a friend to do this, that's a mark on you. In Mark's book of wrestling that he knows nothing about wrestling, I would think any organization would be like, if they're going to do this at their shining fucking moment, WWE, organizational, whatever, territory, developmental skills you're doing, if you're willing to do this at that moment in your career, what are you going to do on Jenks' Mud Show wrestling show to bury the organization?
Yeah.
That doesn't look good for you. I'm not saying Jenks' Mud Show booking show. I'm saying the talent.
Yeah.
If you're ready to screw yourself on the top, you won't care about yourself on the bottom.
No.
That should be on a shirt, by the way. Go ahead.
Copyright that. Put it on a shirt for Can Crusher Nation. But no, it's stupid. It's idiotic. It lacks common sense. You're putting a lot of people at risk, even though it was only it wasn't a planned spot, but it was only a spot with an announcer in the ring. You're putting a lot of people at risk. To your point, security obviously was not prepared. And obviously it meant more to this person to have a 15-second glory spot, because I think from what I read, the person they brought in was actually some sort of Instagram personality, influencer, whatever the hell you guys want to call it. But so that's your 15 seconds. You're like, I can get you in. It's legit 15 seconds. Was it worth it? Because you're pretty much done down the river and gone. To your point, if you're doing it at the top, nobody's going to believe you're not going to do it at the bottom. This might be a hard lesson to learn, and maybe it will be a lesson to learn, but I hate to say it, but this person's probably going to be blackballed from the top from ever doing it again, because you cannot be trusted with people without talent in the ring. And I'm not going to call the announcer is in ring. It's not an in-ring talent. They're just an announcer. But if you can't be trusted with just them in the ring, you're not going to be trusted overall. And like, I guess to me, was this person even supposed to be out there to begin with? And was this just, oh, we're going to bum rush it because I know a guy or I'm cool and I think I carry more. It's more about the person being too much in their own head and thinking, I'll be fine. I'm big around here. I have a bigger shot. I'm a bigger shot. I'm a bigger person, That's not the case.
No.
It will never be the case when you let random fans come into the ring.
Yeah.
So
the people in the back, your wrestler friends now look at you in a different way.
Yep. And even then, I don't even know if half of them say, I don't want to be associated with that.
Right? Yeah. Like me and Raylan planned something for tonight in Pittsburgh at the IWC Pittsburgh Classic, number 5. She's taking on Ashley D'Ambrose for the IWC Women's Championship. Me and Raylan talk. We don't have to tell Justin. We don't have to tell Jenny. You come in, just do this, jump her back in your seat. 1, Mark's never going to be back at IWC again.
Yeah.
And 2, once it gets out that I just said this, that me and Raylan are doing this, Raylan, cash in the title that you have because you are now not working for IWC again.
Right.
And Ashley is now going to tell other places. So, not that me and Raylan have anything planned. Listen, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not happening. My nose is running all over the place, by the way. Yeah, I just use her because we're friends.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be stupid.
Yeah.
I love her as a friend. Me saying, even if she'd ask me, and I say, okay, yeah, but let's think about this. It hurts her more than it does anything for me.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that to my friend?
Right.
So.
Why would you put that person in that situation to begin with?
Right. Stupid.
It is stupid.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You want to move along?
Might as well. We got a plethora of topics to talk about.
We do have a plethora. All real quick with the runny nose. All right. Caller now. Hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool things that Al Snow and his hooligans have. Guys, you can use our promo code Can Crushers. It'll save you 10%. But I believe from now until the end of the year, Al Snow is giving everybody 30% off anyway. So you could do the 30% off, or you could put in the promo code Can Crushers. Whatever you choose, you'll get one or the other. Can Crushers is going to give you 10%. Collar and elbow in general is going to give you 30%. You can't use both. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to use the 30% off. Just letting you know.
I'd probably use it too.
But if you're listening to this after January 1st, go back and use the promo code Can Crushers. All one word, capital C and Can, capital C and Crushers. You'll get 10% off. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, we're there. Go like all that stuff. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, we're there. Like, subscribe, give some stars, leave some ratings. Yeah. And Jenks, what is the email so people can send in their Ask Can Crusher questions?
Now, this is a test. cancrusher69@gmail.com.
What is it?
cancrusher69@gmail.com. Is it not?
It is.
Oh, you're messing with me now. See, now you had me second guessing that.
Oh, I thought you were being a complete asshole saying this is a test. It's only a test.
Well, I
wasn't looking at you.
Well, no, I said it, and then you're like, what is it? And then I had to say it again. That's why I was like...
Well, because you reiterate. And call the hotline, 814-299-6687. What? 814-299-6687. Get your Ask Can Crusher questions in for the 17th. Yeah. All right, my voice is going. I really need a drink or a shot or something. Well, what?
Both.
Both. Here comes Al. Here comes somebody to bring it back. When we come back, WWE and Survivor Series.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Yo, this is the Iceman, and you are listening to Can Crushers Podcast. And you can definitely rest assured it's now the coolest podcast you've ever heard.
And welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Mark is coming back from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I don't know why I only thought about that now.
I was going to say, you just thought about the North Kakalaki and introducing it that way.
The whole mental thing. By the way, I did forget to mention, and I'm sure he'll give me hell. I'm like out of breath all of a sudden now, too. Jesus, Louise.
You refilled on the beverage, and now you're out of breath. Not a good start.
I'm down with the sickness. This coming Wednesday.
Okay. Anyways.
This coming Wednesday, the annual trip to Can Crushers made by Vinnie Barry.
Yeah.
From Russellville. Jenks already got it, by the way.
I see that.
Volume
Very nice.
2 of the Pro Wrestling Vault. This is his best one. I mean, he's had Lance by Chance, and he's had the Pro Wrestling Vault 1.
Yeah.
This one it's amazing. It really is. And yeah, there's some people in here that are very local to Pennsylvania. Collier, a girl that used to be called Nikita Knight, now Thea Hall on NXT. My BFF, Thunder Rosa, is in this one.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
So what you're telling me is we have to go buy this book. We have to buy it now.
People do. People do. You can borrow mine.
Thank you. Now, is that going to come?
Chance.com, and you can buy this book. I believe that's what it is. Son of a bitch. He's on the show all the time. Yeah, order your books. You can order Lance by Chance, or you can order it by going to Wrestleville.com. Either one's going to get you there. And if you want to wait to see what it's about, listen to Wednesday's Spotlight show as Vinny comes on. By the way, the OG Can Crusher is in it this year too. Duke.
Really?
The
dumpster. Oh.
Great book. So I'll give you my real thoughts Wednesday. Those are pretty much it. And I also got an autograph in this one too.
Oh, look at you.
I believe that's Sal Renaro. I believe. But yeah, great book.
Very nice. That's awesome. Get out there, purchase it, guys.
Yeah, Wrestleville.com. Buy it. Buy all 3 of his books, really. And if you don't know anything about Lance Von Erich, head back to a couple years ago and listen to that. We were the very first podcast to have him on once he came out of his hole in the ground wherever he was. I remember he said where it is, but not today. And then Vinny comes by every year around this time, like fucking Santa Claus. Tell us about Russellville. He's a great guy. He really is. We're doing WWE first.
I figured as much.
They had a pay-per-view, so they win.
Did they? Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Which I only watched the pay-per-view Tuesday, Jenks. It is not to talk to people at a wrestling show, convention, con-cade.
Oh.
Because that was actually Super Show night. That Saturday is when I was sending you Dax against Mikey.
Yep.
And yeah, like the cool, yeah. So all of us missed that. When Survivor Series was taking place, that is when the Super Show was on. And then after the Super Show, Jenks, by the way, I went back to the hotel and watched Pitt destroy Miami. Nonetheless, no need to cover anything on SmackDown But the return of the man to be on Bianca's team. Jenks, I ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Comes out, the man's plastered all over the place, okay? She got a man's shirt on. But they're still calling her Big Time Bex. Because they have more beef on this as well at Survivor Series. Why do we are having this cross thing? Big Time Bex wasn't as big as the man.
Yeah.
She's a face again now. Just stick with the man. Get rid of, or she just has to wear some of the gear because she hasn't got new gear yet.
I'm thinking that's probably half the battle too, is she hasn't got new gear yet, so she has to wear. I mean, she came out with the shoulder pad on for Survivor Series, so I'm like, that's not very man-like. But hey, you live your best life. And when you're married to Seth freaking Rollins, there's going to be times where you got to take artistic liberties with your gear. But I agree. I feel like also it becomes so ingrained in the announcers because I think I heard Cole say Big Time a lot. 6 times. I think it's so ingrained in his skull that it's Big Time, Big Time, Big Time from just working with Vince all those times. But let's be honest, when SummerSlam ended, it was still Big Time Bex, and he had just been a week out of Vince leaving and Triple H taking over. So we're moving into a new era where he might not be unprogrammed to not say Big Time all the fucking time. But to your point, there's going to be some merchandise they probably have to move for Big Time here to get the new man stuff in and get everything taken care of. It was it blurred the line a little bit. It can be a little confusing, a little blurred the line, but overall, I mean, at the grand scheme of things, it's just going to take some time before they get back to where they were with the man and where that character was.
Not long, though.
No, not too long. I think a couple weeks, maybe.
I want to bring up the whole LA Knight thing in Bray for one reason. LA Knight's doing this stuff to himself because of the whole Bray in the ring talking about lies and this and that and this and that. Bray's coming out of this smelling like flowers.
Yeah.
They're going to show LA Knight's a bastard because everybody loves LA Knight.
Right.
No, you're supposed to say, yeah. But
yeah. I'm sorry.
That's all right. But I think that's kind of like the feud. They need to have somebody be the heel. Bray's too hot still to be a heel.
Well, I don't think they were ever intending for Bray to be a heel this early because they knew he was going to be way too hot. There's just no way. I would agree with that. I would love to see that come out. The question is, how long do they take to get here or get there? Because is it a prolonged
Rumble?
I was going to say, is it prolonged out to the Rumble to get to this point? Or is it we reveal it mid-December or something like that, and then we build off of it from there? You know what I mean? So what is I'm just trying to picture how they're going to play this out and how they're playing it out.
January.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to see how they play this out. If they're going to, I could fully see them going, LA Knight's just a bastard, and it's all him doing it to himself. I could definitely see that. To me, it's the reveal. When do you do it so it doesn't lose steam to get to the Rumble? But you also have to do the happy balance of you don't want to lose steam before you reveal it.
Right.
So where's that happy balance?
Can they throw together a network special between now and Rumble? I mean, do they have the power to say, USA, can we have a Saturday night's main event or something in December? I know this sounds stupid, and we bitch and moan that there's 12 pay-per-views, and holy hell, it's too much. And maybe Trips is trying to do this, and this is the break so we don't have 12 pay-per-views. I don't think it's at the right time, though, to start this. Because do it when you buttoned up all your storylines. Because there's too many storylines that listen, we just joked about our schedule for December. There's not a lot for us. I mean, there's the weekly shows, and essentially we can cover those in one segment. We extend them most of the times.
Yeah.
Of us being idiots. What is there going to be to talk about? Winter's coming, so AEW gets a pat on the back for that. WWE has nothing noteworthy in December to talk about.
So let's go off of that, though. Is WWE moving towards that model, though? AEW uses Dynamite and Rampage in the same week as the Winter's Coming. That whole week is Winter's Coming. Or it's Beach Blast or whatever the hell, Blood and Guts week.
Right.
So do you think Trips is working towards that model? I mean, NXT in its own right, back before, let's even go back before it became 2.0, and even though it's reverted back, before 2.0, it was, you had must-see matches in TV building up that got you to TakeOver. It was essentially like an AEW type Dynamite or Rampage or anything like that. I mean, I remember 2 out of 3 falls, Revival in American Alpha. Who the Revival? Who knows? Fuck the Revival. It's FTR. But they fought 2 out of 3 falls on NXT. That was a big time thing. You can build this up, and I think in my mind, Triple H might be moving back towards that because we talked about the premium live events, pay-per-views. The gimmicks are starting to go away. They're starting to be reincorporated into bigger, larger things. Maybe this is a part of the long-term plan. And yeah, we have 8 weeks till Rumble. But again, I mentioned it last week. We keep mentioning it. They hired a director of long-term storytelling to get them to an endpoint. Maybe we're just in an uncomfortable space right now where WWE is transitioning and we're not sure what to think. And we're not sure what to do as fans. But I don't know. Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, we all thought, all right, well, they can take off day one. They're not going to get rid of the December pay-per-view.
Right.
Wait, what? I don't know if we didn't look long-term. I don't think there was ever a December pay-per-view. We were just thinking day one.
Yeah.
Which essentially day one is a Sunday. They could have pulled that off this year.
They could have.
I don't know. I think it will benefit them, though. And I think Trips knows this, that we don't need. Oh, by the way, spoiler. There may be a Hell in a Cell match at Royal Rumble this year. We're not going to have Hell in a Cell is only going to finish feuds. Who's going to be in the Hell in a Cell match, Jenks? You should only need one thought.
No, you put me on the spot. Now I'm not going to think of it.
Bob and Brock.
You think that would be a Hell in a Cell?
Neither one need to be in the Rumble. They can do other things at Mania, both title or something, if the split does happen.
Yeah. That's a valid point. But, see, I hadn't even seen that rumor. See, to me, though, man, Hell in a Cell right up against Chamber is a lot going on in that 2 months. I think they did it they didn't do it. They haven't done a Hell in a Cell at Mania in a while. But, no, they did do it. They did it with Taker and that. They did it after Chamber that 1 year. But that's a lot. And I think in my mind, and maybe this is just me thinking it, in a Bob versus Brock and Cell. Absolutely. Tear down the fucking house. Let's watch it. But to me, I think it was purposely done to eliminate these gimmick pay-per-views and put things on the shelf for a long period of time.
Do.
And I think Hell in a Cell is gone for a long period of time. I think TLC matches are gone for a long period of time. I'm talking at least 9 months to a year, if not more.
Yeah. My thoughts are, when this rumor came out, when do you put the Hell in the Cell? It has to be first. But then there's 2 Royal Rumbles.
Mm-hmm.
You follow the Hell in a Cell because, listen, after the Hell in a Cell is going to be the Women's Royal Rumble. I hate to say it, but it's buried behind that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Well, let's go off of that a little bit further. There's a rumored match that's involving Bray, which is no one knows what this thing is. It's called Pitch Black or something. That could be a gimmick match. That's going to be, well, let's say 3, because you're only going to get 2 Rumble matches and 3 other matches on the card, basically.
So
it's going to be like War Games.
And
how can you pull off a Hell in a Cell, then a Rumble, then whatever the hell this Pitch Black match is, then let's say it's a traditional Joe Schmo women's title match, and that's nothing against the women, but it's just going to be overshadowed by this big match. And then the Rumble match, the men's Rumble match, which last year, hopefully it's better than last year's, whatever the hell happened last year. But good God, oh, gimmick mighty. That 4 of your 5 matches are gimmicks. 2 are the same match. One's a Hell in a Cell. The 3rd is a match no one even knows what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even know what a Pitch Black match can be.
Ronda against Raquel. Let's
throw that out there. Yeah, and nothing against them, but Ronda has no fans in her camp right now. If it is, it's a small minority. So, especially after the Shotzi thing, but it's. So now you're giving them 1 match to maybe get a breather, because nobody's leaving during the Rumble. Nobody's leaving during Godzilla versus King Kong when these 2 guys are going at it in the cell. Nobody's gonna leave during whatever this Pitch Black match is, because people are gonna have a morbid curiosity to see what the hell this match is. You're gonna lose half your crowd, and by the end of the night, by the time the men's Rumble comes out, people are going to be tired. They're going to be dead.
To continue to stir the pot, you're leaving Bianca off of Royal Rumble? You're leaving the tag champs off of Royal Rumble?
Yeah, you're going to leave
Roman's off of Royal Rumble?
Roman's off.
How long is Royal Rumble going to be?
There's no way it's more than, I don't know.
3 hours.
It's going to be 3.5 hours.
2 hours of it is 2 Rumble matches.
Yeah.
If you're putting a Hell in a Cell match and it's only a 5-minute match,
that is a waste of money to bring that cell in there.
Down. Yeah. To throw in other matches that are going to be 5-7 minute matches. Brock and Raquel, Ronda and Raquel, you're not giving that a lot of time. Then you try to pigeon-toe Bianca and whomever, maybe the Usos and whoever.
Let's throw in there Roman. We expected Roman versus KO or Roman versus Sheamus. You're going to try to throw that in there. If it's KO, that match is going at least 15, 20 minutes. If it's Sheamus, it's 10-minute banger. Yeah. Banger after banger. They could probably go longer. Truly, but let's just play the odds here. You're trying to pigeon-toe in all of those matches to continue storylines you have going on. You're not leaving your big money guys off of the pay-per-view. Bianca, big money. Let's be honest. She's running the women's division. She is your big money star. She's on there. Ronda, whether you like her or not, she's your big money star because she's name recognition. Roman, we acknowledge Roman. Almost 2 years as champion. Pro Football Hall of Fame's doing guessing games with him now on their Facebook. Things of that nature. Roman's acknowledged. You have to put Roman in there, especially if you're building towards the big star, Brock, Bobby, big names. You don't call him the almighty Bobby Lashley for nothing. You don't call Brock Lesnar for nothing. You have to include them.
You're pushing Austin Theory.
Where's Austin's? You'll get lucky with Theory because it's a Rumble match. Okay, great. We can put him in the Rumble. But you're trying to do all of these things and trying to build these rivalries going forward. I almost got the Usos. Whether you believe it or not, the whole bloodline itself is money. It's straight money. So you have to build in the Usos. You have to build in Sammy somehow to get involved. Solo, who's probably going to showcase in the Rumble this year. Don't be surprised if he's not going to have the most eliminations this year. I'll just throw that out there now.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a huge return at the Rumble, too.
Yeah, we're going to get a huge return at the Rumble. There's going to be so many things going on. The crowd's going to be lucky to walk out of there at the end of the night because they're going to be so tired. But we're going to be like, I think it's just going to be an overload of things going on at the Rumble that people have to track. And I don't know
if it's trackable.
If it's trackable, exactly. If it's trackable, if it's able, we can keep tabs on everything. There's a certain. Sometimes a lot is too much.
Oh yeah. Less is more sometimes.
Less is more sometimes. Leave it at the 2 Rumble matches. Hey, you want to throw a last man standing match in there? Perfectly fine, because that's something, you know what, we can get through that. Not a big deal. KO, Roman, I think they did a last man standing match. Figure out something with that. You know.
Unless there's lock and key involved.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I keep rambling here and apologize. But that's what I'm getting at. Sometimes it's just too much to throw at us. Not that we can't comprehend it, but it's just too much going on at one time, and it really is going to take away from what the event is. We want to see the Rumble. We get the Rumble once a year. Yeah. We want to see it. Don't take it away from us by overloading it.
Yeah, don't cut down the time of the Rumble.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's Santos against Ricochet at the World Cup Finals.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they didn't pull the trigger on Braun. We both predicted Santos on that side.
Yeah.
We both thought it was going to be Braun. It's Ricochet. I think we're okay with that.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's it on SmackDown. Let's go to Survivor Series now. And I do have some beefs with Survivor Series, Jenksies.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wrote it as War Games. How many times? All right, I'm going to start. And I'm going to get my notes in verbatim because I heard a lot of good on this. And I don't know if I was just still on a high on WrestleCade. That I thought this was mid-tier, and I'm going to be that guy because I was around a lot of legends, and I talked to a lot of legends. How many times, this is just in the women's one because it started off, are Cole and Graves going to explain that all 10 people need to be in the ring before the fucking War Games match happens? Every time somebody came in, they mentioned that. I'm like, we know.
Yeah.
Stop. So that pissed me off. Nikki on the top of the cage. Cool. That was great. Graves really trying to get Mia as Meechum. Stop.
Yeah.
Once in a while, it's a nickname, okay. I thought, and this is across the board, I'll tell you, spoiler for the men's, there was lots of naps in both of these for me. There was lots of naps. Shocked by my comeback match of this. I don't know what I meant by that. Shocked by the man. By the man is her comeback match, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
So she comes back as the man, but she's portrayed as big time Bex, what we talked about already.
Yeah.
I think they wasted the mist early in the match. And I'm like, because that should have been maybe the way they won. Handcuff Nikki and Alexa, you knew they were done then. Boom.
Yeah.
They're out of the match. See you later. Becky on the top of the cage. Jesus Christ, Becky, you just came back. Like, calm your ass down. And the leg drop. Okay. There was just moments in this. It wasn't the worst match on the card. But I wasn't impressed by either War Games match, and we'll get to them. So go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't either. So my biggest beef, you mentioned it, there was a lot of breaks. There wasn't a lot of story throughout. It was the first 5 minutes, great. We had action. 1 and 2, you're going at it. But as people started coming in, it started okay, we're going to hit you for about 20 seconds and then we're going to break. And then everybody's down again. And then we'll pick it back up in 30 seconds and something like that. I didn't understand that. That, like, if I go back to even the most recent War Games that were in NXT under Triple H, everyone had action. Everyone, there was something going on. Somebody was doing something to continue the match going forward. The commentary, I mean, I agree. They should not have been announcing what the hell War Games was 25,000 times. After the first 3 times, completely understand. I think if you said it, you did the initial, here are the rules, you showed that. I love that they mentioned here are the current rules of War Games. I thought that was a great tie-off for them because they differ from what War Games had been in the past.
Yeah.
The rules up. So I loved how they did that. But anyways, do the initial card of the rules. Maybe at the beginning of the match mention, okay, everybody's got to be in here. Reaffirm that at the beginning of the match. Mid-match, do it. And when War Games actually starts, then say, okay, it's time. Now it's a match. It's the match beyond.
Have
Go
the
for it. Lights go off. Do whatever you need to do. Go for it. The announcer calling it on War Games, telling people that it's time for War Games, she was spot on. I think it was Samantha Irvin. She was doing a great job the whole night. But yeah, the miss spot, I agree with you. That was mistimed. Did not mean to do miss on that one, but Misty missed. I would have liked to seen it closer to the end. I think that's how you could have got rid of Rhea right away, right at the end. The missed. Alexa and Nikki, I thought they were going to do more with that cuffs. They didn't do anything with it besides get stuck into it. And as soon as Alexa got cuffed, I'm like, she's going to get Nikki.
Yep.
And then they should have cut away or found a different camera angle because the guy right up on there showing the struggle of the cuffs. Not the great look, but do a spot. Do something crazy. I think it was, who was it? Was it Rhea and Shayna that were both cuffed at the first Women's War Game match, or it was the second one? I can't remember which one it was. But they were cuffed at the end, and then Rhea still did Riptide to win the match while she was cuffed to Shayna. Do some sort of spot like that to take each other out, not just sit there and start punching each other. That one threw me off.
Here.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think you guys got hands of stone in the 20 seconds it took to put the cuffs on, but maybe you did. Who knows? I also wanted to see Nikki get a lot more crazy in that match. She dove once. She dove once. I wanted to see her just be like a rabid animal moving around there. This is for both War Games matches. Guys, we can't, every person that runs down to that ring cannot stop and get a fucking weapon out and take 20, 30 seconds of your time to get weapons out. No. It's one person, maybe 2 at the most. And I mean one person for each team.
All at once.
Yep. Just get the craziest person. Nikki should have came down, threw stuff in for her team. And if you wanted to put over Mia Yim as the crazy one on her team, have her do it. That's it. But the fact that they had every single person on a team come down, besides the 2 that started, go reach under there, start throwing weapons in the ring, that took away from it for me. Like, you can't do that. 1, 2 people at most.
Each man and woman, when they came in, was spotlighted for their 3 minutes too. Like, every team had the advantage. It didn't matter if it was equal numbers or whatever, because somebody was dead. So whoever came in beat up everybody and then took that break. Everybody got their energy. The next person in beat up everybody. I mean, it was like this on both matches. I mean, the men's have more storyline tie-ins that we'll get to.
Right.
The women's just didn't tell a story.
No, and that's unfortunate because I think they could have told a really good story. To me, for War Games, that last person in, the other team has the advantage. You know, the very last person in to kick off, to start the actual match, that should be like a hot tag in a normal tag match. They should be in there. That's the person that starts dropping the other team as they come in. That just didn't happen. It just did not feel it did not have that moment. None of them had that moment. Now, all the individuals are super talented in this thing, but again, if you're not telling a story or you're not building the match out, what's the point of the match besides just being a weapon bonanza that doesn't even need any
disqualification in the cage. I'm going to sneeze.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
They're staying on. I'm just showing everybody.
But no, I actually had finished my point at that point. That's why I was like, go ahead and sneeze. But it was like, but that's where it was to me. It just did not have that cohesion. I thought the moments were great. They were fine. They were good. I just wish there was a little more story behind them. Becky, to your point, I'm like, she's not jumping off this cage, and she did it. But more power to her, dropping the leg in that. But yeah, just no story.
So the girls win, and we both said depending if Becky came back. So we both got that win, by the way. AJ and Finn, again, I know everybody knows who both of these guys are, okay? Mm-hmm. But I just listened to Legends bitch about this, about one of the cards. Again, I'm reverting back to being at WrestleCade. The Legends say there's no reason. Why was both Finn and AJ both wearing black in this match? That's Finn's thing. Not Punishment Day. Judgment Day, they're all in black. AJ should not, unless there was going to be a turn or, something like that. And it didn't happen. On the card, this was a great match. These two cannot have a bad match. Unbelievable match. I'm just nitpicking. Like, neither AJ, where you have blue, I've seen you in green, I've seen you in red, I've seen you in every color. Why did you pick black to wear against Judgment Day? Just, yeah. I can't talk about the match because the match was a banger. It was great. And AJ wins, which I was shocked. But
yeah. Well,
because we both had Finn and we lost.
Yeah. I agree. The match was an absolute banger. It was a fantastic match. It was a great job. Bailey agrees. She's on jumping up here now. But I've noticed that lately is the color schemes are just off. They're thrown out the window. And now, like, I get the Attitude Era, you had Rock, Austin. They were both in black. It was what it was.
One had a bull on his ass and one had...
Exactly. You knew who each person was. There were some distinguishing marks. With AJ in that, I guess you get the gas mask or whatever, but that doesn't really style it up. Style it up here. I guess maybe because the club is all black, they have to go all black too. I don't know what story they were telling with the colors, but the match itself, fantastic. I'm glad it happened. I guess I'm confused why the following.
We'll get there.
I watched it. We'll get there, but they had a follow up that should have probably happened at actual Survivor Series, but we'll get there when we get there.
We both picked Ronda to win.
Well, we knew that was happening.
Yeah, so we got that right. I've seen Shotzi wrestle before she was in WWE. She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is not people were taking shots at Shotzi. This should not be a shot at Shotzi.
No.
I say Ronda just didn't want to work with her. That's what my eyes said. That Ronda didn't want to work with her because we've seen Ronda work with, and I'm not saying Shotzi's on the Sasha, the Bailey, the Becky, the other women that Ronda have worked with skills yet, but she's got that potential. Without a doubt, she's got that potential. I think Ronda, even being a bitch, the baddest bitch or whatever, you could roll with this. This was a bad match.
It was a bad match. Well, ever since Ronda came back at the Rumble,
she hasn't had good matches.
But it's almost like she doesn't care to have good matches. She's just there collecting a paycheck, just showing up. I'm here. that's what's going to happen. Like when she was there the first time, she was starting to have really good matches. Yeah, the caliber of talent started getting better and better, but she was having good matches even on Raw and SmackDown, like against Natalya and that. She was there. She seemed like she cared. Lately, it doesn't seem like she cares. She's just there to be there. And the whole thing with Shotzi and that, man, that DDT spot, I knew something was off as soon as it happened. And it was like, it was only light bulbs of saying Ronda didn't want to do that spot. Ronda was not going to drop herself down. I don't know what Shotzi did to maybe get on her bad side, if anything. But this was just a testament to, I think, Ronda's there just to serve out her contract, and then she's going on her merry way.
The one that really grinded my gears, and I know they can't be jumping on me, you, Soup, the English Professor, Cody, Moochie. The talent that they jumped on that was in the front row.
Yeah.
You have to tell your talent that's the crowd, don't fall like your talent.
Yep.
They fell just like they sold it. If Roman Reigns falls on you, okay, you'll go like Peter Griffin for a minute. Then you're going to jump up because you're like, holy fuck, I was just in a spot.
Yeah.
You're going to be pumped. You're going to be in the crowd. You're going to be like, yeah. They sold it like they just took a move.
Yep.
A crowd member would not have done that.
No.
They would have shimmied out of the way. They would not have sold it for 30 seconds that they were on air.
They would have been like, they would have taken the hit and been like, holy shit. And then, one of them would have tried to pull out a cell phone and try to take a selfie with the whole chaos. None of them did that. All of them were down like they were security guards just getting taken out by Warjo or some BS like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Bad match from start to finish. Enough said.
Yep.
Bob Theory and Seth. We both had Seth.
I can't believe that 47 days in, they took the main title off of him. I would have thought they would have played this whole Theory thing out for a lot longer, of him trying to find himself, rebuild himself. Then maybe Mania, you revisit Seth Theory and have him take the title then. I don't know why. I'm completely confused. I was befuddled by this. I'll use the word befuddled. I was befuddled.
Even at Rumble, this could have happened.
Yeah.
Because even if Cody gets it at Mania, you could have started Seth and Cody again.
Right.
To get a rematch at Chamber or something for the title, or to go on to take on Roman or something like that. I understand it. Like, okay, Seth has brought the title back up. Not that it was down, but Seth has brought the title back up. Austin's going to do his own thing. He's out of his baby, air quotes, persona, or the golden boy, or whatever you want to call it. I just think, like you said, it could have ran longer.
Yeah.
Again, Bob wasn't, as much as we love Bob, he wasn't needed in this. It was like, oh shit, what do we do with Bob on Survivor Series?
Yeah, that was exactly it. And we're going to put him in, they just made him a heelish type character, so they're not going to put him in War Games on the men's team. They're not going to, unless, what else? It was just throwing Bob in there to have Bob in there to try to get a rematch with this title. Like, if he would have been involved, here's the catch-22 thing. They weren't going to have Bob take a pinfall to either one of these guys. That would have been the only reason that made sense for it, but they're protecting Bob for Brock.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I thought the match was great. I thought it was a great match, but logically, I don't know, man. This Theory thing, I thought they could have dragged out and milked for at least 2 months, to your point. But
yeah, I don't know. The men's War Game match. I said, wow, mentions of the Dangerous Alliance. I was pretty pumped into that.
That was nice.
The crowd was not in it early.
Mm-mm.
They were, I don't know if they were just like, fuck. We just saw this match, essentially.
Yeah.
This was actually until the end. I wrote, this is going to be a chore to watch. Meaning, like, I don't know if I'm invested. I wrote the same thing. I don't need one person spotlighted each 3 minutes. And then Roman took out 9 other people as soon as he came in. So how can you tell me then anything after Roman coming in made sense? But then it picked back up. It did. Like, until then, I was like, KO with the pop-up powerbomb on Sammy. Until the end, when it was story time by Sammy and KO, I was tired. And I watched this Tuesday at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I wasn't sleepy tired. I was like, oh, come on. Just get to where I want to get to.
Yeah.
But when we got to it, we said this a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. I don't know. Everything was recorded real quick. If you don't think the Bloodline is the greatest faction ever in WWE, you're crazy.
Yeah. I completely agree.
This solidified it.
This did. This solidified everything about it. It potentially sealed cracks in the foundation, although there's some interesting rumors going around about that now. But I was in the same boat. I'm kind of in the same boat with you for the War Games match. It dragged a little bit at the beginning. I think I popped a couple times in the match, and I think the biggest one came when he sent Sammy in to save Jay. I thought that helped progress the storyline, and it helped tell the story that they had been telling all night long with the group. So I think they were doing an okay job. But again, this was the match where I think they did the most of, you go down to the ring, you throw a weapon in. You go down to the ring, you throw a weapon in. You go, throw a weapon in, things of that nature. I think that's what dragged down this match so much, is these guys weren't entering until there was 2:30 left in their time. Yeah. Some of them, I think one of the guys, it was like 1:40 was left until, no, get your ass in there and start beating the shit out of somebody. Right?
Yep.
You're right. After Roman entered, that's when the storyline, that's when everything picked up. The KO Roman showdown, love that touch. Whether the unplanned or planned spots that occurred, it happened, and it was still a great touch. Everything with Sammy was done perfectly in this match. Chef's kiss. Beautifully done. It was nice. It was a nice tenderloin steak, ribeye, filet mignon. It was perfect. It was tender. It was delicious. Melted in your mouth as you ate it. This was perfectly done with Sammy. Everybody's on the same page now for the next couple weeks, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple weeks. So thank God. By the way, we got that right too. So thank God I didn't go for the beers on that. Out of a 6-pack, what are you giving that?
I'm giving it a 3.
Yep. I can't go higher than a 3.
No, because
2.5.
The War Games match is max at 4 for me. Everything else
brought it down. Yup. On to Raw. The Bloodline comes out happy. They're not there yet, but the man starts the show. Becky heads into the crowd, gets crowd members over. That was cool.
Yeah.
Big ginger guy, Bob.
Bob's famous on Twitter now too with all this stuff. I mean, the other guy was drunk off his ass, by the way. God. He was obliterated.
I thought he was going to start hitting on her.
I thought he was too. I thought so too, and I'm like, he's going to drop you, bud. Yeah. And I personally was hoping for her just socking him right in the face, but that was a different story.
And I didn't see security close. They had to be, but
They were somewhere around there. Like they were probably plain clothes security guards. Maybe Bob was security double agent on this one, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was awkward.
yeah,
Bailey Becky. We're gonna get Bailey Becky for a while.
I love it. I actually enjoyed that brawl through the crowd. I thought that was beautifully done. And I was surprised Becky pretty much came out on top of that too, which was another surprising point to me. May not be good for the women's tag team champions or Bailey, but
Did you hear the original Damage Control when it was first pitched?
no, I don't think so.
Bailey, Candice, and Tegan Knox.
Hmm.
I think Dakota fits in. I'm still not and I've never been a huge fan of Io. I think Tegan and Candice fit a hell of a lot better even than Dakota. But Dakota would have been that surprise fourth member.
That would
They weren't in the organization at the time.
Right. That would have been an interesting dynamic to play off of, though, because in Damage Control, you put together Tegan and Dakota, who Dakota turned on Tegan in the original War Games, and they had that whole blood feud for. That would have been an even more interesting dynamic they could have played there. Do you think they could? Now, we were talking about Candice replacing Bailey and all this stuff. Do you think down the line there's going to be a rejuvenation or some sort of changing of members in this group? We're realizing that we're not clicking on all cylinders, or are they just going to scrap it all together?
I think it gets scrapped.
Yeah.
I think they lose at some point. They lose the titles to, I don't know, pick two people.
Right.
If there's no tag team, and Damage Control's gone.
Yeah.
That's sad, but yeah. Mia Yim against Ripley into an 8-person battle royal match of sides. Why couldn't they just let these two finish?
I don't know. That was the main point of it. Was it a different way of getting interference in the match? I guess.
Still, it for me. It's taking away from the women. That how we wave the flag.
Yeah.
Just let them finish, and next week say, "Listen, this is because you have 8 weeks. This isn't done. The two women finished their stuff, but the whole group isn't done. This is the last time." AJ says this is the last time. We're gonna fight. Then Judgment Day wins. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Now what? Well, we know the OC is gone for a while.
Yeah. So now, what's Judgment Day left to do? Jump Ray at Christmas time? Because they were jumping him at Thanksgiving, so now they're just plotting Christmas.
Yeah.
So one of them better come down in the Santa suit, come down the chimney and attack. That's all I'm saying.
Damian Priest.
No, it's going to be Rhea in the Santa suit.
Yeah, because she's gone. Wow.
She'd be Mommy Noel.
Street Profits are back, and they beat on Alpha Academy.
Hey, can I say something with the Street Profits? I thought there was going to be a turn here. I thought this was going to. One of them was going to. I thought Montez was going to turn on Dawkins. In my mind, I just saw Triple H and Ric Flair, Triple H's return match back in 2005. They teamed together, and then he turned immediately on Flair. I don't know why. I was just expecting a turn to happen here just to throw people off. Because
we've been saying it for months.
But the Street Profits can't go after the tag titles. I think they've lost that opportunity to go after the tag titles. What the hell are they going to do for 6 months? I don't know. I was just hoping. Maybe I was just hoping for a turn.
Nothing is what they're going to do. Nothing. Bloodline comes out. Sammy got the respect. We get the hugs. We get this. KO comes out. And man, did the tears come.
Mm.
I love this. I don't care that we're not friends anymore. I don't care. And those two can tell a story about a fucking paperclip, and I'm invested.
Yeah. That was so heart-wrenching to watch. Sammy, I don't need you anymore. I don't need anything about you. And KO just like, I don't want to fight. I'll fight them, but I won't fight you. It's
when they get back together, it's going to be like Ross and Rachel getting married on Friends. I'm going to fucking mark out like that.
Yeah, because they're going to unite, and everybody, the entire wrestling world is going to mark like that. We're just going to melt.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be fantastic. And then when they win the tag titles, and I'm saying they're going to win the tag titles now, the entire building is going to shake.
Yep. Is that at Mania?
That's at Mania. That has to be at Mania. That is a Mania moment written all over it.
Yeah, I agree. Theory, everybody's jealous. He's the guy. Miz and Dexter. I'm glad this is done, actually, now.
Yeah. Thank God. I got nothing on this. I completely agree with you. All right. Now, what does Loomis do after this?
Goes back to NXT.
Maybe. Probably. He's got his contract. Reunites with Indy. Do
Right.
the thing down there. Bless you. And bless
might
you
get
again.
5 or 6 in a row. Dakota and Candice. Candice wins. Raw wasn't great. Raw wasn't great after KO and Sammy to me.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, KO
and Jay was good, but
I expected KO to win that.
yeah.
So, because now we're in the build to Roman KO again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
And we had Team Bianca come out, and Bray was on TV behind Alexa again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's bring that point up. Well, let's not bring that point up because we belabor it every week. At some point, that's going to come due. The Bray and Alexa thing. I guess it's a matter of timing. I don't know when that's going to be, how that's going to break out, but that's going to come due at some point.
It's got to.
I don't know when.
It's got to come due soon.
You would assume, but who knows?
Shit. As we're recording, SmackDown's starting right now.
I was going to say.
We'll turn our TVs on and we'll transition over to AEW when we come back.
Hey, everybody. This is Cherry. You're listening to Can Crushers Podcast. I hope you enjoy.
What does everybody want? We're Can Crushers. Oh, man, you're supposed to say we're Can Crushers. What the hell? No.
Head would be.
I liked head. I was going to throw that out during the collar and elbow thing, but I didn't get a chance. I didn't get it out there quick enough, but.
We were quick on the advertisements this week.
Yeah, we are.
We've been quick the last couple of weeks. Maybe next week, Al. Maybe next week we'll tell you about cool stuff. SmackDown's on as we're recording, and one graphic came up. And then I have a little bit of a sidebar before we get to AEW because bad planning on Mark. They announced that this Survivor Series was the most watched Survivor Series ever. I have to... Where's my bullshit flag?
I disagree with that 100%.
Yeah. Gobbledygooker one was.
Definitely Gobbledygooker. Now, I want to know, I want those statistics because that, I call BS on that. There was way better
yeah,
ones that had more traction than this one. But, all right.
So if Mark would have planned right, and this affirmation or idea came to me when I was home. WrestleCade started. Yeah, all 3 segments. WrestleCade, by the way. WrestleCade started last Friday night. Did that. Did Saturday. Sunday was over by 5, 6 o'clock. Okay? Sunday night in Raleigh, North Carolina, not sure of logistics, but was, and you don't have to look it up. You're looking it up. You don't have to.
I like looking it up.
From Winston-Salem to Raleigh, I could have left, early and made it to Ricky Steamboat's last match. I was in fucking North Carolina. How long would that have taken me, Jenks?
Hour 41 minutes.
Okay, shame on me. Bad planning. On my way home, because I clearly called off the rest of the week anyway, why would I have not stopped off at Norfolk, Virginia, where Raw was, and watched Raw, come home, rest up, and I could have been in Buffalo, New York to finish my week with SmackDown. I look into one thing. I'm going to WrestleCade.
Yeah.
And blinders the rest of the way.
You could have been Bob and the crowd on Monday Night Raw.
Should have been Bob. Should have been Bob. Bob Smith. He really didn't tell his last name. That's the Bob Smith that we talk about all the time. AEW time. How did you like Rampage? I mean, we can dabble with Rampage.
I mean, it was good. Almost forgot about it because it was 4:00 in the afternoon, so that threw me off. Although I think they're conditioning us for Final Battle because that is 4:00 in the afternoon as well. But I digress. Rampage was good. I think the only takeaway for me from this was 10 is no longer part of Dark Order.
Okay, so we'll start at the main event and go backwards.
I want we can start at the beginning and come back, but the biggest takeaway was that.
Yes, I agree. Brody Lee, John Huber, I love you. Thank you for what you did for professional wrestling. Loved seeing -1 just decimated in his own soul and crying, and I'm that guy. This was his favorite guy in the Dark Order.
It was.
And they are done. I don't want to hear, and this is sad to say, I don't want to hear Dark Order anymore. Silver and Reynolds can do their own thing.
Yeah, it's starting to turn into, I think they're really putting a slow burn or slow end to Dark Order. The question to me is, when do Silver and Reynolds bow out and become their own thing, become their own tag team? Because they're going to be their own tag team.
Yeah. But they're going to always be linked to Dark Order. We need the complete break.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
-1's always going to be around. I don't mean this mean, because good for him. Good for Tony. I do love dad moments that they're allowing him to do this because of his dad and everything. He's what, 10? I don't know how the fuck old this kid is.
Yeah, it's not that much. We
can't do this for 8 more years till he gets his license across every state so he can wrestle.
I think we're gonna see -1 disappear here. Bailey maybe agrees, but I think they're gonna do what they've been doing. Every couple months, another member falls off or leaves the company or gets released or whatnot. They start slowly crumbling. Don't be surprised if it's around Revolution that they completely disband it. We don't.
-1.
I don't think they released -1. Maybe Evil Uno. Who knows? But don't be surprised if -1 just completely falls off the map. And we don't see him for 8 years, literally. And that's not a bad thing, but that's a slow burn. They can train him. They can get him to back up the snuff. They can start training him at 15, 16, whenever his mom allows him to do it. By the time he's 18, 19, he gets brought back into the fold somehow, some way down the line. That's a big story. Monumental story. But I think the whole -1 business, I think we're going to slowly see it. To your point, Dark Order's done in 2-3 months. I think Revolution time, it's completely done and over with.
Preston Vance with Roosh, because we are not ever seeing Andrade on AEW again.
Mm-mm. Yeah, whenever.
Shoulder surgery or whatever surgery he just had, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
And then he's gone. So, yeah. Shida against Queen Aminata. This is just a shout out to Queen Aminata, indie wrestler who's uber talented. I thought she was going to get the win because to build something for the Penelope and Ford. I mean, Penelope and Bunny to Penelope Ford is the same person. For her and she to have something to do or whatever. But Great go around. Darby and Anthony Henry. Sorry, I've lost everything on Darby. This was just way too long for me. This was their showcase match, essentially. It did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Tony Storm. By the way, my cousin came back and is going to attack Athena, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be bummed if she loses this title to Athena in her real first defense.
I was thinking about asking you about this. I was going to wait till next week, but I'll ask it now. In my mind, I think they might take it off of her and put it on Athena.
I agree. I agree they do. I mean,
Yeah.
we want to. If we're going to watch it or not, we'll make predictions because we have shit to cover next week.
Yeah.
We can make some predictions on it, but yeah, it's still one of those. To me, Mercedes is ROH, and all the ROH titles are off ROH people, or at least were for a while.
Yeah.
The women's really hasn't been. It transitioned from shit. I don't remember who had it. That
It was Peraza, wasn't it? Peraza?
oh yeah, Deanna.
Yeah.
Deanna had it, transitioned right to Mercedes, and essentially who was ROH anyway. So to get everything wrapped back around, yeah, I think this is Athena's. But
Yeah.
she needs to be showcased more. I agree. Tony Storm, proud of Jamie. They're gonna fight. She's got a broken face, whatever. Back to the top. FTR and Top Flight. I just can't get into Top Flight, so I'm glad FTR won.
I didn't think this was ever in doubt. I thought this was just
No.
a showcase of Top Flight.
They're
Just
back
to
together
kind of-
for 2 months before the brother gets hurt again.
Yeah, unfortunately, that might end up being the case. And that's probably no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to put that bad juju in the crowd. Bailey's yelling at me not to do it, so I won't even put it out there. But
Are you, because this essentially brings the segment around on Rampage, is Claudio defeating Jericho? Like, we love Claudio, but I don't think it's time, and I don't know if he's the person to carry ROH. I think Jericho needs this win for ROH because it's out there. There's possibilities. We don't know, whatever, but ROH on HBO Max. Okay, I'm cool with that. Fuck, I have to resubscribe to it because I just yelled at the wife that we're done having all these goddamn streaming services. But now I'm going to be like, you want to get HBO Max back? No, you son of a... Without ads, by the way. So it's $99. I'm not ready for it to be Claudio. We've named so many people.
I don't think it should be Claudio. I feel like this is just a bump in the road. So here's the other thing. There's too much going on with the BCC right now to that Claudio and maybe even Yuta for them to even walk away with the titles. I just don't see it being the case. And honestly, this may sound out of left field. I kind of just feel like Claudio and Yuta are going to be their own separate tag team going forward. Possibly just named BCC. Because it already seems like Danielson's completely checked out of it. Mox is pretty much seems to be done with it as well with the whole Regal situation. I don't think we'll get into the Regal thing in a hot minute. It just seems like Claudio and Yuta are going to be the tag team that's left out of this whole thing, and they're going to chase the titles. Don't be surprised if they get a tag title. Could be ROH. They could be the ones that take it off FTR for the ROH titles, or they could be chasing the Acclaimed at some point. I just don't see either of them winning. It just feels like rehashing the matches on a ROH pay-per-view type deal.
I think if one loses, they both lose, and then the JAS is... What's the JAS? And that's not what you want.
No, I don't think they're there yet for the JAS to break apart.
No. All right, Dynamite time.
Dynamite!
See, I knew you were going to say that.
See?
3 things that are in life. Do you know what the 3 things are?
I believe death and taxes and John Moxley was the third one, right? Is that right?
No one will fight him. Da 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 da. Listen, Adam Page sells amazingly. He told everybody at WrestleCade he's not back for a while.
Did he really?
Yep. And we believe, I mean, he has concussion issues. Look at Adam Cole. So we're like, oh, shit. All right. Well, we love you. Yada, yada, yada. Motherfucker. But he's not cleared yet. He might not be cleared. Tony says he might not be cleared. We don't know. He was coming to see if he was as much as he was rolling around, if he wasn't cleared, AEW's in a
world of trouble. Yeah. They really put that. They probably said he wasn't cleared as many times as they explained the rules to War Games during Survivor Series. Let's also talk about my shitting the pants moment I watched when Moxley fell off the stage, tried to run after Page at the same time.
Oh,
I'm like, oh shit,
that's
this
an
is how
ACL.
Yeah, there goes the ACL. There goes Danielson's ankle. Everything flooded back. Apparently he's fine now, but holy shit. But Page and Moxley, winter is coming. Is that?
Give me it.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's the perfect way. Mox isn't away from the title. He's got a road, speed bump or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's back in it again.
He's got a detour that can take him
months,
4 to 6 weeks or so. If they want to revisit it at Revolution again, great. But 4 to 6 weeks, he's got a detour that'll get him right back to the title hunt.
Perfect.
I like it. Love it.
Dax and Danielson. Let me tell you, I just saw Dax wrestle 2 of the greatest matches in his life. This one, okay?
Yeah.
And the one at WrestleCade Super Show against Mikey Bailey, Speedball Bailey.
Speedball, yeah.
Unbelievable. If you were there, almost like Danielson watched the match, that him and, like, to me it was not the same match, but it was close, okay? Unbelievable matches. Dax. Yes. But it's right for Danielson to win this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel bad because he needs build up a little bit. And I think this was a big win for Danielson.
No, I agree. This actually puts him back on the right path because he's been taking L's left and right for, God, how many months now?
A bit.
So he definitely needed to win this. To me, you never want to have your tag team specialists go over in a singles match because, to me, especially when you're trying to establish a singles competitor, even though Danielson doesn't need to establish, the tag team guy shouldn't be go over. It should take him to the limit, but it should be always that single star that goes over. So, but Dax, again, just showing he can fucking go. He doesn't really need to be in the tag team, but he is, and he's part of one of the best tag teams this year.
We'll get to that.
But
December 31st.
But again, proving he's not only in contention for tag team of the year, maybe he's got some clout to wrestler of the year. Who knows? You don't have to win all your matches to be wrestler of the year contender. But
again, we'll break that down next week.
We will
give you all the categories and top 3. We sticking with again this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of everything that we announce. So.
Yep.
We love Ricky Starks.
We do. Absolutely, we do.
Okay. He's coming after everything MJF has, starting next week with the Diamond Ring. And then he gets a match already. I don't want to see him to have both of them. Because, let's face it, he's not winning at Winter's Coming.
He's not.
And I don't want that Diamond Ring to be lingering with, and I hate to say this, with him. I want it to be a because I don't think he's an underdog. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want somebody random that we're like is going to win this. I wouldn't mind it being Ethan Page. But I'd be all right with it being a huge surprise. Like somebody we haven't talked about in a while. And I don't know that person. Like that's not Marcus, right. Spoiler. No, I just want somebody different.
It's going to be CM Punk. No, just kidding.
Wouldn't that fuck the world up?
The world would burn if that happened. Punk walks out to the Battle Royal, wins the Battle Royal. Let's scrap that. The Devil walks out to the Battle Royal, wins it, faces MJF, doesn't even unmask it, beats MJF with the mask on, unmasks it's Punk.
That's not
happening. But boom, Tony Khan does it. I'm just saying, I need a paycheck. But from there, see, you want somebody else. I would be happy with somebody else. I just feel like they're going to give, because is it the Battle Royal and then you face MJF right after, or is it a later date you're facing MJF for the Diamond Ring?
I thought you could pick your date. It is like the Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Which MJF never cashed his 2 in.
He never did. Yeah, he never did. He just held on to the ring. Yeah. So I think personally, I'm sitting here. I think Ricky Starks. This just has Ricky Starks is written all over it to take the Diamond Ring off of him as a plot device, lack of better terms. Ricky Starks gets a win. He's in MJF's head. We turn around a week later. Bing, bang, boom. It's Winter is Coming. And it's already over. I don't like that Winter is Coming is this close to Full Gear.
Right.
To me, I'm pretty sure there was at least 5 weeks or so between the two last year, but they had to book it later in the month. I don't know why, but it's so quick of a turnaround that we didn't really get to build up this Ricky Starks type trying to get to the title.
Well, we had to have a fucking heavyweight eliminator tournament thrown in the middle of the summer, so that may have put a...
That probably did put a damper, yeah. No, that's fair.
So, JAS and BCC with Renee chatting, essentially booking 2 matches for Death, whatever. What is it called? Death by Dishonor?
It's Final Battle, I think.
Final Battle.
Yeah. Right. Death by Dishonor's July, I think.
Yeah. Sure. Disregarded that, sorry. TNT title match. This didn't go as I expected. I wasn't picking AR Fox to win, but I thought Wardlow was going to come out and interfere, essentially, not just be on the Jumbotron after the match.
No, that's fair. I was actually surprised the famous Joe walk away thing when you take a flip at him. I was surprised AR Fox turned around and just kicked him right in the face.
Yes.
That was a nice plot twist on that because you don't see it that often with it. We both got distracted by the same thing. But yeah, you don't normally see that. So I like that spot in the match. But I'm with you. I thought Wardlow was going to maybe come out or maybe even at the end come out and attack. But no, Wardlow standing back and just basically mouthed off at Joe. I don't think they've announced it. Is it Joe Wardlow at Final Battle?
You would think, right?
I would think at this point, but they haven't announced it.
Championship.
You know what? Hey, Rampage is on for us in an hour and a half. For you guys, it was last night. Maybe that's changed between now and Rampage, or between now and when the show's released. Maybe they do announce it for the card, but
it would make sense.
It would.
Hobbs promo is pretty badass. I loved it. The downfall is like this is like the 3rd reincarnation of Hobbs.
Yeah.
Can we let him run with one thing for 6 months to a year?
I'm trying to figure. So this is where it comes back to they did a disservice to Hobbs. Like Hobbs gets thrown in these situations where it, for some reason, just kind of cuts off his momentum and ends it. Hobbs doesn't need that. Hobbs should be rolling forward. I mean, hell, at least give Hobbs, when they changed the title, it should have been Hobbs versus Hobbs taking the title off of Wardlow at that point. So to me, they should be kind of giving.
Why isn't Hobbs pissed at Joe?
Exactly. Why is Hobbs only pissed at Wardlow? Why is he not pissed at Joe? What's the correlation there? Is there a connection we're not seeing between these two? Who knows? But again, I think that puts him in a bad scenario because he gets lost in the shuffle again.
This is a sweet promo that we can't hear right now.
You must be a couple minutes ahead of me. Or a couple seconds, because I still see the guys out at the ring. But go on.
Okay. All right. The moment that essentially stole the week. I'll say that. Regal brings out MJF. MJF talks about grabbing the brass knucks instead of the brass rings. Respects the firm. Doesn't want to toss him aside. I fucking love the Burberry title.
That is a beautiful title. Beautiful title.
Calls out Eddie Kingston, naming people that he's going to face, essentially, here in the next couple months. Starts with Kingston, gets Hobbs in there, talks about Danielson all being fake tough guys or fake wrestlers. I wrote this right then and there. I said, Regal is not long with him. 2 seconds later. Boom. Holy fuck. And Tony Schiavone calls MJF a piece of shit. A lot to unpack. So let's start with the people he announced. He's faced them all already. He's now the champ. Stark's going to be off the list shortly. Does it go to Kingston then right off the bat? And then to Danielson before we wrap back around to Mox or whoever else?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Kingston might be down the line because Kingston's not built up right now anymore.
No.
Like he's fallen down a couple pegs here. So I feel like this is now turning into a Danielson MJF fight. But I'm confused if Danielson's heel or face in this whole thing because I don't know where Regal lies in this whole thing. Regal on the ground, buried because he might be in a place in the north after things shake out over the next couple weeks. Who knows? But it just smells like it's Danielson coming for him in more of a revenge scenario. So Ricky Starks faces MJF. MJF walks, wins it, whatever. Danielson comes out immediately and attacks. Something along those natures. It just smells that it's Danielson right now because Kingston was off the cuff.
Yeah.
But we had speculated about it, but recent events has really made him fall down the ladder a couple pegs, probably because of backstage incidents and that. So I'm kind of interested to see where this all shakes out.
So, is Regal a bargaining chip for the bidding war of 2024?
I'd like to hear your theory on this.
Regal goes back to WWE. They have a history together. Listen, they're friends.
Yeah.
MJF idolizes William Steven Regal.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm shocked that Tony brought up Steven, by the way.
Yeah.
Does Trips know? This is a guy that MJF can work with. This guy could be, again, not that MJF and those two are going at it now in the other room. Not that MJF needs a mouthpiece. Roman doesn't need a mouthpiece anymore either, and Heyman's still around.
Yeah.
Loop this back together in 2024 if that whole contract thing is not a work that we completely believe is not. Why is Regal leaving? Is Regal leaving? Are we getting worked by Regal leaving? Is Regal taking this time off? And as some of the kids said at WrestleCade, bringing Punk back in because he's healed. There's a lot to this.
There's a lot of layers.
How do you let Regal leave after that?
Let's start there, because the only way Regal's leaving after this, because remember, we've heard that it's multi-year deal. We've heard things under their sun. Regal leaving so abruptly, there has to be something in place. There's got to be some sort of negotiation tactic. Tony Khan's getting something for letting Regal walk out and go right back to WWE. He's getting something out of that deal, if that's the case. The Punk Regal thing is an interesting component because they too have a history and they too like each other. The parallels between Punk and MJF sometimes mind-boggling, because Punk is the same way with Regal. You know, there's a lot between those two. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, is this a way to bring back Punk? Is it not? Because you just threw this at me today. I don't know. I'm like losing my mind over here because I don't know what the deal is with Regal. I think you could let him walk away after this because this is the way to sign him off. And this is the way to take him off TV and just say Regal's done forever with AEW.
Regal still has. Danielson just saved him.
Yeah.
Essentially last week between him and Moxley. So I think there's still a tie that Regal could come out with Danielson yet. We alluded that MJF and Danielson's going to have something soon, we think. Mox never was with Regal a lot.
Mm-mm.
As you said, and completely backing it up, Yuta and Cesaro, Claudio, they're going to be a tag team.
Yeah.
They're BCC, whatever, but I think you see Regal with Danielson yet. I don't think Regal's leaving. I mean, maybe after his contract, I think there's this fucking storyline, it might have been the first time I said that, was built around Regal and MJF. And it's not done. In my eyes, here comes another sneeze. So,
bless you.
Thank you. Stop. One bless is good for the whole show.
No, I'm always gonna bless you. Go for it.
But like, if it ends right now with that interaction with Danielson, is it over for you?
If I didn't know any of the rumors going around, no, I would not write it off. I'd say, okay, when's Regal coming back? How's this whole thing going to play out? And just the rumors themselves. See, this is what's bad about rumors, because they play in your mind and they trick your mind into thinking things are done. I could see them very easily saying, this is it for Regal. He's handed off the torch. It's over. Plus, I think the little things that have gone on over the past week, Triple H tweeting out, this is missing or something like that, and then having clips of Regal yelling War Games before War Games, that plays a little bit into it. I think it's all fuel for the fire, and I probably where the freaking rumors started was from that tweet, and everybody just took it on, gave it its own life. If I'm to go back, and if I'm to say, at the end of the day, if I were to just skip the rumors, I'm watching this objectively as a fan, there's no way in hell this is over. But there's too many wrinkles now in the story for me. Because is it ultimately going to be Danielson and Mox again at Revolution? Because why? Danielson's back in Regal. Regal turned on Mox. Or is it going to be a triple threat match at Revolution? What's the end goal here? Because there's so many wrinkles with this just one storyline happening now, that Danielson coming to Regal's defense is screaming Mox and him are going to fight again. The question is when. And how does MJF fit into that whole fold? It could be it's Danielson and MJF into January, let's say after Starks. Then you start building up Mox, but Danielson never truly went away because of Regal. This smells like a triple threat for the title at Revolution to me.
Long-term storytelling, dude.
Long-term storytelling that has a clear picture forward. We're talking right now. Bray Wyatt's on my screen over here. We don't know what's happening with that. We don't know how LA Knight's getting to rumble with him. But we can see a path forward with Tony Khan in that because the long-term storytelling is established with it.
Britt and Jamie hang back with Tony. They don't want to do another. Why are we getting so many sit downs with everyone? Stop. They're going to do one with Tony next week. I believe Soraya's is last night for you guys.
Yeah.
Anna Jay versus Willow. Willow wins. Ty lingers around. Ty gets punched in the fucking face. Not sexual. Ruby looks good. Like, she looks probably the healthiest I've seen her in forever. I love that they gave her the spot in her home state.
I love it too. That was fantastic. And you're right. She looks like $1 million again, non-sexual, but it's just, she looks great. She looks like she's in ring shape. She's ready to go. I'm excited to see Ruby back. Kind of missed her over the past couple months, so it's good to have her back.
It adds a wrinkle. Like,
it does.
I know she doesn't have a lot of big AEW wins, but you get the ROH title off of Mercedes and you throw it on Athena. Oh, yeah. More to come with Jade here in a minute, but yeah, when we think that's coming off, or even why can't we see Ruby and Jamie go at it before we get Ruby Britt?
Exactly.
I mean, we have to get through Ty first, so that's going to be a throwaway match at some point.
We'll get baby steps. There.
Baby steps. QT and Orange, they just want to fight. Lumberjack match last night. You guys saw it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we were pumped that Orange got a title.
He's just fighting everybody under the sun.
Yeah, with no stories. Just, come and fight me. Come and fight me. I don't think he has it long, then.
I don't think so either, because one of these times he has to get tripped up. Somebody's going to have to beat him. I mean, I kind of like how he's nonchalantly accepting challenges and taking people on in that, but to your point, at some point he's got to lose it. It's not going to be the QT Marshall on Rampage. You guys will know better than we will, but maybe we'll be shocked. Who knows? But
Jade chatting about, like, this actually, I only brought up Jade to talk about maybe Ruby. We talked about Stat. We got to power through these freaking 50 wins now, because to me this is getting long. Like, we need to expedite this a little bit. Nothing against Jade, but listen, her 50 wins has been over 2 years.
Yeah,
essentially.
We got to get there. I'm trying to figure out who the 50th win now for Jade is. Whoever Bow Wow's bringing to the fight, because I think there's no reason they're doing this angle with Bow Wow unless he's bringing somebody to fight Jade at some point.
What, Jade's only at, 42?
They're going to continue this. If they start powering through, I think this carries on for a while. But I think Bow Wow's either bringing the 45th person or the 50th person to fight Jade. And it has to be a big-ass name to do it. I'm not saying who it could be, but I don't even know who it could be. But at this point, to me, you're not going to bring and interject Bow Wow into this whole scenario without it being at least a top-level performer that many people know.
Well, rapper who's linked to rapping. I'm going to throw this out there. Has a cousin that's a rapper.
I wasn't going there, but could.
Is it Mercedes, not Sasha anymore?
But that thought went into my mind, but you're going to have Mercedes come in and go for the TNBS title?
She's big money Jade. She's bringing in Bow Wow. Legitimize the TV title for a while, the TBS title for a while. She can transition. She doesn't need a title, but why not?
Yeah.
She said she's not wrestling until 2023. This essentially takes us to 2023.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
45 makes more sense actually than 50 because fuck, as much as Jade actually racks up the wins, literally I don't know, is it 42, 43?
It's 43 maybe. Well, here's why I say 50. Because that gives you 2 months to get 6 wins on her. Get her to 49. Revolution comes. Bow Wow's a big name. You're not going to waste Bow Wow's big surprise on a random Dynamite.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's got to be Revolution where this comes to a head. And to me, Bow Wow sends out, to your point, you said Mercedes, sends out Mercedes, and she stops at 49-1. Doesn't hit 50. That's a shot kill. That's like a killer.
Yeah.
Right? And not in a bad way, but it's a good way to say 50 ain't easy when you got to climb this big of a fucking mountain. Because let's be honest, if it's Mercedes, Jade's losing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call that right now. So.
Because who else? I mean, no disrespect. Who else could it be?
They could pull the Naomi card. They could.
Yeah,
arguably not as big as Mercedes, but that could be another step up. She might be more likely, although she might not be. You're married into a bloodline. I'll go back to this. When at some point these people got to start coming back into the fold. I don't know.
Emma's on TV right now.
I know. I was going to try to make a comment to tie back to Emma, but I'm going to let it go. Emma came back, guys. So
yeah.
maybe Naomi's on her way back, but.
More people coming back too to WWE. I saw Eric Young possibly coming back.
I did see that too.
That's insanity.
What's Wolf doing? Is he doing anything?
Wolfing around.
Wolfing around. Dane's not doing a damn thing.
No. Who's Emma fighting? Shayna Baszler. Wow, Emma's gonna lose. Match 3 of the Death Triangle against the Elite. Jenks, remember when everybody had to have ringtones and such? You paid $9.99 for 6 months of usage or whatever.
Yeah.
Now you can get ringtones for nothing because people keep it on vibrate. If I would switch my ringtone right now, it would clearly be Carry On Wayward. I fucking pop out. Why is it every time we hit AEW, Potty Mouth comes out? I'm invested. I'm a mark. I always liked the song.
Yeah.
I love this song now. Let me tell you a quick story, by the way. They had a Royal Rumble as well at WrestleCade. Carry On Wayward's son came on during this Battle Royal. You want to see people go ape shit crazy thinking, who is it? I mean, no disrespect. It's not going to be Omega. One of the Jacksons are here. Oh my God. Or I probably would have marked out if it was Nakazawa. He's part of it. I love the guy. He proposed to his girlfriend after he won the Battle Royal, Ashton Vox. I hope to get him on the show for an interview. I've reached out to him. He comes out. He's an AML guy from down in North Carolina. He's clearly he's been using that for a long time. But yeah, I thought for a minute, holy fuck, they pulled something from the Elite. But my thing is, would you have Carry On Wayward Son as your ringtone?
Yeah, right now. I've found newfound love for that song.
I know.
Jacksons and Omega. So.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Are we building to a hammer on a pole match? We have to be for the end, right?
There's got to be something going on with this hammer at the end. I would assume. Because the hammer is the fucking centerpiece of this whole goddamn thing right now.
In this one, no disrespect, it was a great match. But if it wasn't an elite win, I might have tapped out. Because then I was like, oh, fuck, we're going to see the Boston Red Sox, Yankees 4 straight. I don't want to see that.
I was thinking that was going to happen. I thought they were going to be like, they're going to carry on and then magically rise from the ashes to win 4 straight. I'm happy too. Do we see them get a win back, or is it going to be 3-1? I think they tie this up, and then we started alternating wins.
Yes. Excuse me. They get another win and they tie it up. Then it's essentially a 3-match series.
Yep. Agreed.
And I actually think that they take the lead on the next one.
I could see that. My thought process is we're going to start getting into... I think it's going to get to a point where this starts getting into a gimmick territory, and here's what I mean by that. Match 6 is going to be like a tables or some sort of match. Match 7 is going to involve the hammer. Like, get the hammer from above the ring or something like that. I just feel like they might add... I could be totally wrong with this, because you could definitely pull off a best of 7 without gimmicks, but there's only so many things you can do with the gimmick, with the hammer involved. And once they pull the card of the elite using the hammer to win, you're kind of done at that point.
Yeah, it's over.
How you can do it. The hammer needs to be done with out of it, unless it's in a match somehow, some way included. I'll laugh if everybody gets a hammer, and that's the last match, is everybody has a hammer, and you can use it whenever you want. That would be... To me, I don't know why.
Hammer the nails into a log. What's that drinking game that?
Yeah, you have to hit the hammer. You have to hit the nail on the head, or you have to take a shot or something like that. And whoever hits it all the way through, I think everybody pounds their drinks except for them or something like that. Yeah. I don't know, but you're absolutely right. There's some sort of gimmick match going to happen here. I don't know what, but
it was a good week.
It was a very good week.
Speaking of, and I'll end on this, and we can wrap up, and we'll actually have a decent wrap up instead of goodbye. I saw a gimmick match at WrestleCade. It was paycheck on a pole match. It was on last night's IPWF, Impact Professional Wrestling Federation show that was taped Friday night down there. Shown last night for people on Impact Plus. Jack Hammer against Bob Swingman or side. It was Adam Everett against Miguel, essentially. They were playing their retro partners or whatever, but they were both workers. Before you won, you had to get the hole puncher for one side, run across the ring, jump up and get the paycheck on the other side, punch it, match was over. 2 great performers in the ring. The hole punch fell once. Daniel Spencer, my favorite referee, never had to nonchalantly get back up there and put the hole punch back up. It's a gimmick match. Shit happens. But it was fun. It was fun. So if you have Impact Plus and you didn't watch it last night, go back and watch it. Watch the IPWF Retros 1985. It's a good. Soak it in. It's 1985. It's like a territory versus territory whole spoof. It's
okay.
Fun. Yeah,
that's right.
That's all I got, besides a runny nose.
And a cough.
And
sneezes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you feel better for next week.
And I have to. Because, Jenks, what are we doing next week?
We're announcing the Crushy finalists. We're announcing all categories. We're announcing things for the Crushies.
Well,
so you guys...
Everybody has to have their own damn finalists.
Oh, I agree. But you guys have to start thinking about it. Who are you guys going to give these award categories to? Who are you giving the awards out? Who are you giving your Crushies out to? It's time to start thinking, ladies and gentlemen, because it's our favorite time of year. It's crushy season.
It is, and we want. You can send emails. That's fine. If you just don't want to come on and be mocked from us. Oh boy, Lacey Evans is doing another fucking return. Jesus God.
There's 4 Macho Mans in the crowd too.
God, the mission begins. Lacey Evans. Stop already. We want phone calls. 3 minutes. Here's, when you get them, write them down. Give us your top 3 of everything, and just we want this interacting, because the Crushies, we won't cover wrestling that week. We essentially, after we do Ask Can Crushers, we have that week off on the 24th, and then we do the Crushies. We essentially will not cover wrestling for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Brief on Ask Can Crushers, nothing the following week, and then it's all Crushies. Interact. Get them on there. Yes, they'll be posted on socials as well, so you can do them there if you want, and I may read some of them. We really want you to call in, though, and be part of it so we can cut and clip these. You guys will have enough time to do this. Cody, Soup, Colin, just calling out people that I know that somehow run out of time. We're giving you 3 weeks.
Prepare your speeches now, gentlemen.
As your kids are sleeping, or your family's in a comatose on Christmas because of everything you've eaten, step away. Go outside. Make a phone call. Get involved. Everybody. Let's make this the best Crushies we've had.
Agreed. 100%. Rally the troops, Captain. Let's do this.
We're calling everyone out. Do it. Wrestlers as well. I'm going to call out people to get them involved. Homeboys in Oklahoma, Malik, Olivia. People call in. Yeah. It's 3 minutes of your time.
Even if you want to say yourself, cut a 3-minute promo why you're the best wrestler, why you deserve the Crushie for the best wrestler of the year. Cut it. Cut the promo. Let's see what you got.
We'll mock you too.
We'll mock it. Let's go.
It will be a heavy liquor night. It will be a heavy liquor night.
We already talked about popping bottles during it, so.
Yeah. God. All right, guys. Sorry I was under the weather. But I had a fucking blast in North Carolina. I'll do it again next year. I'm doing it again next year. We're doing it again next year.
Trying to put that in the universe.
You guys can join us again next year. Live on social media. I will be hitting shit all year. Just realize that.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah, he says acknowledge it. What does the stupid idiot JS say?
Oh, Daddy Magic?
Not him, the other one. Parker.
Oh, fuck.
Because he can't say acknowledge it.
No. What the fuck does he say? Oh, I can only think of Daddy Magic now and his stupid mouth running.
Yeah.
So I'm lost. Well, fuck.
We'll get there. We'll get our own acknowledgement for the whole year. All right, guys, check us out on our social. Send us some emails. Make sure you pay attention to Wednesday again, as Homeboy, one of our favorite authors, Vinny Barry, will be on to talk about the Pro Wrestling Vault Volume 2 with some great stories. I'm not going to ruin everything, but Thunder Rosa, Kamala, Bobby Eaton, locals, Nikita Knight, Bill Collier. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in this book. Got it. Again, read it within one day. Shut my world. I don't read many books. Read it in one day. So I'm excited to talk to Vinny.
Magnificent. I'm excited for it.
What?
I'm excited for it.
Oh, to read it when I bring you the massive.
Read it when I see that in 6 months, but also to hear the interview, because I think it'll be a fun interview.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He'll just pick himself out again. All right. Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.